So in my last video, I actually made a really fatal mistake with my analysis. And I'm gonna try to fix that today. But in a way, it kind of only helps prove my points a little bit more with how much they do for Lord Enma Awoken, despite it also having similar game design to Regigigas. And that's they make it so that instead of Lord Enma Awoken being stuck with the skill of waiting after 5 actions to like get a bonus, as opposed to Regigigas that has to wait 5 turns to actually work. They do they do more for Lord Enma Awoken by making it so it can completely ignore that skill all entirely, thanks to its equipment of the Enma Blade. So it's basically like an entirely different yokai from Regigigas when it has this thing equipped. But Game Freak doesn't do that kind of privilege for Regigigas. It doesn't get any way to like ignore its abilities. Even Pokemon Mystery Dungeon was willing to do things like that. Like they had a nullifier band that made it so the Pokemon holding it could ignore its abilities, so that you could actually use Slacking and Regigigas if you want in a reasonable way, and take advantage of their powerful stats and move pools. But you don't get that option in main series Pokemon. And so I'm gonna try to make up for that by properly going over the vanilla Lord Enma Awoken. And thankfully we have some battle footage to easily go over that. So this is some battle footage by a channel called Mitake. Probably one of the best Japanese Yokai Watch competitive YouTubers there is. Really creative team builds, like just some really amazing stuff overall. I'll be sure to link their channel and the original video in the description, so you can like, comment, and share their stuff. But let's go over this team they have here. Now, the first thing they did is like they use Lord Enma Awoken on a very hyper-offensive and hyper-offense oriented team. Like there are a lot of physical attacker teams that love a formation like this. What they will do is they will have the holder two strong physical attackers hold the stealth soul, which makes it so they won't be targeted at all, so they don't have to like hide behind a fellow yokai. Really strong item. You'll see it on a lot of teams. And in this case, we've got double stealth soul Lord Enma Awoken, and all the support yokai will be switching out in between the middle. Like the reason they have this formation is because in the front, with these yokai in the frontmost row, they get a damage boost by like 10% for the physical attacks that they do. I kind of wish the UI was better at telling you that, like some sort of damage up icon, like on the grid around here. Like that would be nice. And as you can see, like the Lord Enma Awoken actually has like strength investment from the Sports Center, so it actually reaches an even higher strength stat. In this case, over 200. That's pretty high, like I've said in my previous video. And like this is another thing that I really love about this guy. He actually goes over the team preview to overall explain what he's doing and why he's doing it, even if it is in Japanese. But like thanks to Gamepedia, I can easily find out I have an easier time figuring out what he's doing, just because at least I can see the text and the items and the UI and all that. And here we have Lionheart. This also just overall proves my points about Yokai Watch 3 being a more open system, because Lionheart is also in the vein of Slacking with how he works. He also has the same skill as Dragon, randomly cannot attack for 2 or even every 1 or 2 turns. Super high strength stats, really good speed. Not bad as far as like HP and defense goes. But like that's not really what. But you don't really use this thing as an attacker. What he's pretty much going to be doing is like using it as a suicide lead with double crummy mummy soul gems. So or which make it so the whenever it gets defeated, the opponent will take a 100 power physical attack for each item. Really, and he's and it helps form the brave unity, so its strength is going to be even higher, like 10%. That's like a 280ish after the brave unity and strength, really high. We got Shielding Soul, B rank, Prestigious Treasure, Salty Bacon. Really good for dealing with any Solar Enma teams because it'll just be immune to any fire damage. And gets decent damage off with its decent spirit and fire magic ultimate. Then we have Flip It. Pretty good for an E rank. It's decently bulky, decently high HP, close to 300 after the Prestigious Treasure boosts, decent defense, and also its skill lowers all damage from ice magic, which is really good against any slip-up teams that love to spam hazards. And here he's using Hot Air Buffoon. I don't really know why. It's, I guess, because of its higher HP compared to something like, I don't know, BB Cuval, or he wants to like the powerful explosion ultimate, or perhaps even the knockback from its physical attack. I don't like. It's not that Hot Air Buffoon is bad. It's just that it kind of competes with a few things. Like it's not the worst pick, but I can understand like for the Brave Unity and stuff. Like, oh okay. Actually, now that I see it, like, okay, you could probably like replace the BBQ, the Hot Air Buffoon with BBQval. I don't know, and still get the Brave Unity with the Flip It and the Lionheart. All of those are carrying Shielding Souls, so optimal defense, minus the Crummy Mummy Souls and the Lionheart. Like, you don't have to commit to any movement with this team for the most part. It's mostly just switching out your tanks, so while your attackers go in. And I guess he was surprised, like this team is basically a mirror match, except it's using regular Enma instead of Lord Enma Awoken like this team's using, and it's even using its own Lionheart here. And so the Lionheart goes down, and the suicide effect goes off. That's one attack and the other attack. Like, that did some huge damage because of like Lionheart's high strength, really good suicide lead. But then the opponent has their own Lionheart, 2 Lionhearts, mind you. And there's goes Lionheart, not able to do anything because of the skill. Lionheart goes down, and the Lord Enma Awoken takes both hits, but I guess it takes them better because like I think Lord Enma Awoken has higher HP than the normal Enma. Like that's probably why it was able to survive those hits, because he's got a Brave Unity too. So like he switched, and this is also really good because like Hot Air Buffoon hitting the Lionheart instead of the other Lord Enma Awoken, so they don't have to worry about their main attackers dying. Like, that's the really good thing about the Shielding Soul. Even when they're in guarding, like, they'll usually go into when it comes around to their turn, they'll do the usual action they'd usually be able to. Really good mix of offense and defense from the Shielding Soul. So now we go into the switch into the Flip It, get the Shielding Soul guarding. Oh, and this is also like another reason why this front row formation is really good. You also get some really good chip damage from combos, which is really cool. Like, you get to fire off high physical attack power boosted by the frontmost formation, and get damage on top of that from the combos. Like, combo damage is like is like really satisfying. Just some really good player feedback of all that little damage you get to do. Like, it's not much damage, but it's enough that it can make a difference. Like, see that? Like with the combos, like 12, 14, 11. Like that. Like, it's not much, but like that's a free 30 more damage because of the combo. Anyway, the Samurai uses its ultimate, buffing the Enma's strength. Got the switch into the salty bacon. I guess because the okay, and here we go. And the 5 actions went off, and now we get the big payoff. Massive buff to all stats to the Lord Enma Awoken, so now both of them are gonna hit even harder, and be even faster, and be even bulkier. Like they got rewarded for playing the waiting game by being able to hit so hard, especially because of the Brave Unity boosting their strength even further. Just a team that really rewards you from being able to survive that long. Anyway, we go into the next team. Next battle in the high ladder. Still no movement. No, don't need to. And this is interesting because we're dealing with a Kowalanyan team. Now, like I said in my previous video, Lord Enma Awoken stats pretty good strength and pretty good defense. And the reason why that's actually important is because Kowalanyan swaps strength and defense. I'll have to do another video like that. I basically made a meme on it before, how it's just Shuckle with Power Trick, except it's better in every conceivable way. So you're basically dealing with like a Shuckle gimmick, except it's not gonna do much good against Lord Enma Awoken, because like as we see here, its defense is on the high side. Like with like Lord Enma Awoken, like Enma tribe members in general have high stats across the board, so they don't care as much about being under Kowalanyan, since they'll still be bulky or still hit hard on the physical side if they need to. So in this case, the Kowalanyan's not going to do much good in this matchup, and it's using a magic attacker team with you see the dumb cop and the Tengu in the back. They activate the Kowalanyan skill, but that's not going to matter. Strength and defense is all swapped. And just taking advantage, and the opponent's just trying to stall out turns with the Peerless Soul on the dumb cop and the Kowalanyan. Okay, so they've also got the Boohoo, which is gonna really boost the wind damage they take. Like, you see all that? That was some, like, Boohoo and Tengu, pretty good team synergy. They both boost wind magic damage by 10% each. And because the magic attacks pierce defense calculation, like, they're gonna do some huge damage to, like, anything, regardless of how bulky it is. So, like, they'll have an easier time, like, wall breaking the defenses. And, like, the dumb cat's basically done its job, buffing the... And, like, you see that? Like, that went down in only a few turns because of the... Like, it was able to survive a few hits Like, it only died in, like, the first game because, like, it wasn't guarding after it took out the Lionheart, but that's fine. Like, in this case, it was playing defensively as defensively as it could, and it was just taking too much damage because of the magic attacks. Like, see that? Like, that's like half of Salty Bacon's HP gone because of the, Okay, stalling out another turn with the Peerless Soul on another Boohoo, too. That's actually pretty funny. Yeah, Boohoo also has double equipment slots, so it can easily do things like that. Oh, that's not good. And, and that's, like, another thing, like, why the Suicide Lead thing is actually really good here. Like Tengu is able to hit this Lionheart for huge damage, like one-shotting it, but that's actually, like, really bad for the opponent because of the Crummy Mummy Soul Gems. So you can basically take out your opponent's best attackers with a suicide lead like this. Oh, right. Except it would be, but then the Koalinyan came into play, switching Lionheart's strength and defense. Like, if it wasn't for Koalinyan, that Tengu would have been completely dead. It would have taken too much damage and just like been a non-factor. So now he lost. So now this Lord Enma team lost like two of its like one of its tanks and its suicide lead, while the opponent has like is still getting like three. Okay, and this is a really clever play. They moved around the board just enough to like make it so that Flip It could go for the go for the ultimate and catch them in wait time. And Flip It also is one of those yokai that doesn't care about Koalinyan. Decently high strength and defense, so it's gonna hit. So Koalinyan is not something it's gonna care about. You get hit by the ultimate, and we get some nice triple-digit damage on one of the Boohoo too. Okay, we got 1 HP soul on the other Boohoo. And now the Lord Enma Awoken comes into play. Koalinyan's able to catch the Flip It on wait time and hit it with its own ultimate. Pretty good damage. And the Flip It goes down, like, cause I think that was a crit, that's why it did so much damage. But like, anyway, as you can see, Koalinyan can potentially make it harder for like physical attacker teams to like, okay, that's interesting. He has double Tengu. I was expecting something like, I don't know, Sergeant Agent Spectre in the back instead. I guess he's just going for consistency instead of the crits. Salty Bacon fires off its ultimate. A lucky dodge on one of them. Now he's just trying to stall out by using the Tengu as a meat shield, while the other hoping the other Tengu can finish the opponent off fast enough, and he kills the Salty Bacon. Like, both these teams are basically trying to like think long term, because like with the Koalinyan stalling out physical attacker teams, but now and the Lord Enma Awoken's just trying to do their thing while the tanks try to absorb as much damage as possible. But in the end, the Lord Enma Awoken got rewarded in the long term because of that skill against this particular matchup, where the Koalinyan just didn't it didn't help as much. It did help some because of the Lionheart, but it didn't help as much as it could have, if you know what I mean. But still, like, that was a really good game from like really both teams, just both teams going in as hard as they can with a bit of really good defensive and really good offensive play. So that's another showcase of how Lord Enma Awoken is like at least decent and can make use of its skill, unlike Regigigas. So I hope you enjoy that video, and like I said, make sure to like and support Mitake and their channel, because they make a ton of really good Yokai Watch competitive videos that I'm hope to discuss and share and comment on in the future. I really appreciate this channel, so I really appreciate it if you would appreciate them as much as I appreciate them. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see ya next time, hopefully.